Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to answer a question from a client regarding when you mortise for an automatic door bottom, do you leave any wood on the outside edge of the door? Let me read the exact question. When creating a mortise on the door bottom edge, or when creating a mortise on the bottom edge of the door, so the door, that bottom edge is called the bottom rail. Bottom rail, top rail, style. When creating a mortise on the bottom edge of the door, does one leave some wood per door at the outside edge of the door bottom to keep the far end of the spring operated mechanism from popping out the far side of the door when the door seal drops down? Okay, when creating a mortise on the bottom edge of the door, does one leave some wood on the outside edge of the door bottom to keep the far end of the spring-operated mechanism from popping out the far side of the door when the door seal drops down? So the answer is no. You mortise all the way through the door, meaning your tool path, your router, let's say, you completely exit the edge of the door, it's going to be a dado is probably the right word. You'll dado all the way through that. And let's switch to the screen view and I'll show you exactly what it is that I'm trying to say. I've taken a moment and I've created a door. Okay, this is a big giant door. That's all it is. It's a typical door that you might see in a home. Let's take a look. That's your style. That's the face of the door. Right there, that's the top rail. That component is called the top rail. Well, let's take a look at the bottom rail. That can be that's the top rail. Let's take this and look at the bottom rail. Bottom rail of the door. Yeah, so what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to cut into the rail of the door. Our tool path. And like I said, you're going to cut all the way through it. This is CAD/CAM software that I use for running the CNC machine, and I've drawn what's called a vector. That's a vector. That's a rectangular box. Okay, that's all it is, just a rectangular box. And when I select that vector, like I just did, I can then assign a tool path to it. So the vector comes off the edge of the door because I need to exit the edge of the door completely. And this is what the tool path will look like. Let's now preview this tool path. And it will show us what the work is going to look like. So let's slow down the speed and let's preview that. Now that's the tool moving through the wood, making its first pass. I don't know how many passes are going to happen in this tool path. It's zigzagging, ramping in. So if you watch enough of these, it's like watching paint dry. But if you saw, let's stop that. Well, actually, let's not stop it. Let's just go to the other side. We'll watch it happen here when the tool comes to the other side. You'll note that the tool completely leaves the edge of the workpiece. There it comes. And the reason that the tool must leave completely the edge of the workpiece, because the project requires that we completely leave the edge of the work. Here comes the visualization of the tool, and it will literally come completely off the work because you are creating that dado all the way through the door. Exits and comes back. If it didn't, if the vector wasn't hanging off the edge of the door, the tool would leave a radius here, and then you have to go back in and clean it. So that's why we do that. So now, let's speed this visualization up. fact that it's laggy is probably because of the computer that I'm using to create this. Get it sped up here. So I think what's going to happen is this is just going to take forever to run this toolpath, but you're seeing it move along. And this is the work that you have to emulate. This is exactly what you're going to end up doing. Now, the size of the vector that I've created is the size of the automatic door bottom plus 1/16 of an inch in both dimensions. So let me show you what I mean by that. So this is a DS336AN, and it's 1.5 inches deep, and it's 9/16. So the vector I made was 5/8 by 1 9/16. So what I'll do is I'm going to stop this preview because it's just simply how long it takes. And I'm going to change the quantity of passes to 1 in the toolpath. So we've asked for that to stop. Sorry about that sound. That's awful. Okay, so we have paused that, and let's reset this preview. Now I'm going to double click on my toolpath. The quantity of passes here is 6, and I'm just going to make that a total of 2 passes. Doesn't take so long. We're going to recalculate the toolpath, and let's run the toolpath. We're running it at full speed, and there it goes. Ramping in. This is the second pass to get us to depth. And it'll make one more clearing pass because we're using a 1/4 inch end mill for a 5/8 wide channel. All right, we're done. So this is what your door is going to look like. Okay. You're going to completely exit the workpiece. Then the bottom flange is going to screw right into the wood. It has to completely leave the edge of the door. Some models of automatic door bottoms have end caps, and it's just a piece of aluminum that's going to go here. It's going to cover the edge. One end cap has a hole for the bolt to come through. The other is just blank. This model of draft seal does not include end caps. You could easily attach a piece of thin gauge aluminum to it if you wanted to cover that off. The reason people do it is that it's just simply cosmetic. The bottom needs to seal the entire width of the door, so that's why it is completely cut through, is why that is. There you go. I hope that this question and answer has been productive for you. Let's wrap this video up on camera. Now, a word to the wise, I wouldn't personally order that DS 336AN. I would not order that. The reason is National Guard Products in Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, owns Draft Seal. So that automatic door bottom you're seeing there is actually the same thing as the National Guard product. The other reason I wouldn't is if you ordered it Draft Seal, it's going to have to ship out of, ultimately, it's going to originate out of Canada, and it's going to take forever to get. So I'm going to pull up what item, if you want that Draft Seal product, you're going to want to order, meaning that type, you'll order it from the company who owns Draft Seal, which is National Guard, and their part number is, as I pull it up, bear with me, I would be looking at the, I would probably be looking at the 335N or S from National Guard. I might be looking at the 225N. They're not identical. Let me pull up the full line catalog and check, because I'm looking at just a cut sheet. I think their part number was 336. Let's search that. Let's switch back to the screen view and we'll take a tour of their catalog site. And let's take a look at products. Maybe under gasketing. Search for 335. Yeah, that's the 335. The DS 336, 1.5 inch by 9/16. All right, 1.5 inch by 9/16. Yeah, I mean you'll take note that that looks awfully similar. 1.5 inch, 9/16. Yeah, 5/8 by, so this has a neoprene seal with a 3/4 inch max drop. That's a neoprene insert. Yeah, the drawing's slightly different. It could have certainly have evolved over time. Let's take a look at the catalog. It's in the gasketing catalog. I would probably put automatic door bottoms in their own category because they are a distinct subset of perimeter gasketing. Yeah, 335. Okay. And they have a 336 on page C61. And it's got nothing to do with an automatic door bottom. Okay, that makes sense. So automatic door bottoms are on about the 38th, 37th page. So you're looking for a mortise style. Yeah, the 335N is what I would order. Why would I just order it from National Guard? Well, you're sticking with the same company. Therefore, I'm thinking that that would be the appropriate thing to do. I'm sticking with something that's very, very similar to what your original inquiry about the DS336 is over. And while there's lots of people in the world that make automatic door bottoms, we're talking about draft seal a la National Guard products. Now, if you're looking for one with the end caps or the end plates. And by the way, that's exactly what it's supposed to look like when it's done. Any end plate that you put over here is just going to be cosmetic. I like models that feature end caps myself, but I don't think that National Guard offers any end caps. Yeah, they don't for automatic door bottoms, but they do for these door extenders. And what you would want to emulate is going to look exactly like this. That's what you're going to want it to look like. If this wasn't here, you would see the edge of the door. I think what they're doing here is, the door, let's say, is 79 inch. Well, they need to bring this down to 80 and a half, and they've just applied this to the door, pulled that down, and now this is all exposed. So you put those end caps, which are ordered separately. So the fact that they're not in the catalog tells me that they're simply not available. There are manufacturers that offer them, and if you want a model that features an end cap, let us know. Otherwise, let's wrap this video up on camera.